a video with over 10,000 views and it's not your people, it doesn't mean anything. People are like, well, I mean,
thought I was supposed to get 1 million
isn't that
views.
the point? Like, I want views on my video.
Mhm.
Yes, and if you're doing YouTube for business specifically, it's not necessarily about the number of views, it's about who's watching. A strategy for going viral is different from positioning yourself as an authority. I know a lot of people have this kind of all or nothing thinking where they're like, if I can't do YouTube right, I'm not going to do it. And that's the wrong way to think about it.
Your first videos will be crappy.
Because it's a long-term game on YouTube. Like, it takes time.
When you meet people who are profoundly talented at what they do and they have so much enthusiasm for their craft, it is completely infectious. So I used to have a YouTube channel, I had a couple of hundred videos on there, and I parked the whole thing a couple of years back. And chatting to these guys over the last few months, I can feel the excitement inside of myself for me doing this inside of my own business. And I thought, what better than to bring them on, share with all of you guys their amazing expertise. Now, these guys are running channel management for 6-figure players, 7-figure players, and even some multi-8-figure entrepreneurs, some of the biggest names in this industry. So with that said, welcome guys. It is so incredible to have you here. I am so honored that you've taken the time out of your day. So just jump on and tell everybody a little bit about yourselves.
Yes, so excited to be here. Thanks for having us, Maeve. And I'm Auret. This is Jewel.
Hello.
We've been best friends for a long time. We started this business that's evolved in so many different ways. But essentially, Essetino Media helps coaches, consultants, thought leaders, and business owners put their best work, their education out there, profitable education content, so that you can grow your business, you can grow your revenue, get more leads through YouTube. And we focus heavily on YouTube strategy for businesses, because if you're looking up all of these YouTube resources out there, you're going to find a lot of stuff about getting lots of views and subscribers and
going viral.
Yeah, which is a totally different strategy, by the way. The strategy for going viral is different from positioning yourself as an authority and leveraging the search aspect of YouTube, which is great for educational content. So we really teach you how to position yourself as the go-to expert in your field. And we've been doing this for over 10 years. We've done lots of YouTube coaching, consulting. We have the Profitable Channel course as well with over 80,000 students and 5-star reviews. People are really loving the SEO method that we teach, which is really what our specialty. So yeah, excited to dive in on YouTube.
I think one of the things, and this might be where I'm like, I've got to get a checklist of all of the mistakes that I made back whenever I was like DIYing all of this myself. To dive into some of the mistakes, what are those big kind of chunky mistakes that we really want to avoid out of the gate?
One of the first things I'll say is the mistake of not treating your YouTube homepage like a website. So they'll not upload a banner, or they'll upload a banner of space. Usually people upload like a galaxy photo or some blurry photo or something.
We've seen this more than once, so that's why we're mentioning it.
Or they won't put a profile photo, or they'll put a whatever photo, and they don't take the branding seriously.
Yeah.
And they're wondering why, they're not getting any customers or clients from their channel.
It's really important to use your channel like a landing page. So using that, for example, this is just one aspect. Your YouTube banner is prime real estate for you to say very shortly, why should I stay here? Why should I stay on this channel? What's in it for me? And also letting people know whatever is the first step to engaging with you. And usually that's positioning a lead magnet, like a quiz or some sort of opt-in freebie, whatever you have on the banner as well, including your links, like giving people call to actions is also very important. So that's another mistake that I will add to what you said. If you want people to sign up for a course, if you want people to book a call with you, if you want people to get on your email list, you got to tell them. You got to tell them what to do in the video in a natural way. You don't have to be all salesy and like, do a whole pitch or something, but always lead with value first in the video, and towards the end of the video, you could play around and test different things. But towards the end of the video, that's what we do, is give the call to action, and we direct people to go to the description to click on the link. And so that way your link is in the description, you're saying it in the video. Hopefully whatever your main call to action is to grow your email list is also in the about section of your channel. So all of these little things, you'd be surprised. Like, we worked with someone who was doing like great content on YouTube.
Professional content.
Really great content. They had all these really great guests as well. And yeah, they were getting views, and they're like, what's happening? Like, I'm not getting email subscribers.
I'm not making course sales. And I'm like, well, for one, you don't have your link in the description of the video. So how are they going to get to the course? You have to tell people what you want them to do.
Yeah. So that one chain, we got an email like a couple days after, and they're like, I don't know what your voodoo you did, but we're all of a sudden getting subscribers. And we're like, it's so simple. And the last thing that I'll say, like a third big mistake as well, is focusing too much on the number of views that you have on a video. And this is kind of a little controversial because people are like, well, I mean,
I thought I was supposed to get 1 million
isn't that
views.
the point? Like, I want views on my video.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And if you're doing YouTube for business specifically, it's not necessarily about the number of views. It's about who's watching. It's the quality of the viewer. Are you getting the right person to watch your video so that they take the action that you want them to take? And this just comes down to content strategy, because a video with over 10,000 views and it's not your people, it doesn't mean anything. Like, I'd rather take a video with less than 50 views. And if you're doing your content strategy right, you can make a $10,000 sale on a video with less than 100 views. And that's happened.
It happens often.
Views, but essentially what it is, the mistake is not paying attention to your content strategy.
Yes. So thinking about vanity metrics instead of sales.
Yeah.
Okay, brilliant. I love that. So
Yeah.
I want to kind of chat all about timing. What are the considerations for getting that timing right? If you are on your entrepreneurial journey, depending on kind of what chapter you're in, the complete newbies versus the people who are already at six figures, how would you chat people through the timing of when it is right?
So there's a couple ways I can answer this. First, I would look at your goal. What is your goal? If your goal is to sell more of your offers, then, and that's how you want to grow the business, that's your focus, then do you already have that set up? Do you already have your offer dialed down? Do you have somewhere that they can land and check that out? Because that is foundational work that needs to happen first. We want to send traffic. YouTube is a traffic mechanism. So we want to use that intentionally to wherever you're going to direct them to. There's also the piece of, I know a lot of people have this kind of all or nothing thinking where they're like, if I can't do YouTube right, I'm not going to do it. And that's the wrong way to think about it, because you can never do YouTube perfectly. First of all, there's no such thing as perfect. It's totally subjective.
Your first videos will be crappy
because it's a long-term game on YouTube. Like, it takes time, right? I'm sure it takes time to build your audience on there and for the algorithm to understand what your content is about so that they could show it to more people and push it out and that sort of thing.
So let's shift the conversation then to, so you guys are getting like really incredible results, and I'm hearing your clients telling me about the results that they're getting, really incredible results from their YouTube channels, which obviously means that you guys have a methodology, secret sauce, whatever it may be. And what I'd love to chat through, what are the main components that you gotta have in place with both your channel and with your videos so that we're optimizing for conversion as opposed to just viewers and going viral type thing.
Yeah. I'll share our strategy framework with you. So there's 3 components to a solid YouTube strategy that's going to help you grow your business on YouTube. The first one is, does it align with your goal? This is like the first question, as we mentioned earlier, is the first question we ask. Like, what do you want YouTube to do for you? What do you want to use this as a tool for? And a lot of people that we work with, they often want to use it as a tool to grow their email list so that they then have someone to promote to, right? They have a group of people who are their people to promote to.
Or they want to sell a course, or they want to
sell
or
a
they
specific
want
product.
a service.
Yeah.
I'll just do a quick example of that
Yeah.
where if you don't have the strategy. So we had a client who professional setup, videos getting thousands of views, and their goal was to sell a course, a specific course in a certain niche. But their videos that they were putting out were super trendy, viral news type stuff, where it was like really headliney, clickbait type stuff that were happening in the politics and news. And then they're wondering why they're not making any course sales for this specific how to do something course. Again, the videos are, it's like, oh, what's going on? I'm getting subscribers, I'm getting views, my link is there, but it's the wrong thing. It's like, first of all, you're not even mentioning that there is a course in the video. It's like completely on the wrong topic. What we like to do is heavily do search engine optimization, where what are the questions that your customers are asking you over and over and over again, and they are asking you the same things over and over again. Those are the videos that you should create first. Like when you title them, have them be like how to do this, right? And when you do your video, you answer that question directly. You've given them relief because they've searched something. They find your video, you answer their question, and then you've created this trust, and then you do a quick call to action at the end saying, head down to the description, I got a course if you want to do the whole thing here. And then it's like, that is the flow that needs to happen.
I love that, love that. So one of these components then is know your goal. Let's talk through the rest.
So does that piece of content, the topic that you're talking about, align with the goal? The second piece to it is, does it attract the person that you want to attract? So it comes back to, it's not about views. Like you can have a ton of views, but are they the right people? So you really have to think about those topics that your person would be searching for. The frequently asked questions is a great place to start. Another great thing, if you already have a channel, you can look in your comments. What are people asking? You can use those questions as video ideas. You can just think about the clients that you have already worked with. What questions do they ask you? Like there's so many places you could source these questions from. And the third piece is, we've already talked about it, call to action. So is what you're saying, the topic of the video, does it align with the action that you want them to take? So when you're thinking of video topic ideas, you really want to look at that topic and ask yourself those questions. Does it align with the goal? Does it attract the person I want to attract? Does it align with the action that I want them to take? And if so, that's a great content piece like for you to start with. And that way you're covering all of these things and increasing your chances of clicking on the link and doing what you want them to do.
Right, let's talk, and we won't keep you too much longer, but let's talk about the algorithm.
Yeah, so the thing with YouTube is there are different algorithms within YouTube. So there's the algorithm to get on the browse page. There is an algorithm that gets you to go viral, right? And then there's the algorithm of SEO YouTube search, which is what we focus on. Now, I will say that the SEO method is the slowest method, and it's the method that doesn't get you initial views right away because you are relying on the search, like people typing in stuff. It's not going to be the videos that pop up on the homepage and then you go off browse and suggest it, right? So that's why people are like, oh, I don't really like SEO because it's like slow, and that kind of thing. But again, it's slow. It's like slow and steady wins the race, because a video initially can, for us, we'll release a video on our channel that has 62,000 subscribers, right? And it'll initially get less than 100 views. I don't get emotional over that because I know by the end of the year, that video will get 5,000 views and it will likely make a bunch of affiliate sales, people on our list, course sales, clients.
Ad revenue.
Yeah, ad revenue. I don't get emotional. I don't attach my emotion to it because a lot of people, they're like, they delete their video if it doesn't get a certain amount of views. And it's like, that's the wrong way to play YouTube, and you will not last in the game of YouTube if you are just constantly thinking like that. It's like putting in reps at the gym, the muscle doesn't start right away. It's like, how many reps do you need to do to get that muscle? Like a lot, right? You need to do a lot of reps to get it's after years of, putting in the work. And it's like that with the YouTube videos of putting in day and day out. You just want to be consistent with your your output and emotionally detach. Get yourself out of that. Don't attach your happiness to if the video got 1,000 views or blah 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 and things like that. The video shelf life has years on it.
Mhm.
We have videos that are 5 years old that are exploding right now.
Okay. Well, I just want to add to that. I think people, they'll put all of this time and effort into creating a video. They release it. They don't get many views and they get discouraged. And they're like, the algorithm doesn't like me. But it's important to understand that there are so many different algorithms, and the way that you release that video, like what you're saying in the video, the title, the thumbnail, depending on what that is, certain like one algorithm might pick it up and another won't. So like if you're doing SEO on your video, you're optimizing your title, your descriptions, all of this stuff, you are optimizing it for the search algorithm. But you might not see views on it right away because it's not getting pushed out in the suggested and browse, which is a faster way to get viewed. But those people aren't necessarily your audience, because when a video shows up, like after you've watched a video, a bunch of videos will pop up, right? Or even on the side. That's more catering to someone who's like, oh, what's this? What's this?
Yeah, more like interruption marketing.
Yeah,
Like
they're
there's
not
this,
actually
like,
typing in the question, which is what we
Yes.
want, because they are specifically telling you, I want a solution to this. And that's why we go after that as well. It's like, those are the people we want that are asking for us to answer their challenges. This is why many people don't have a YouTube channel, but they have other social media platforms, right? Because it is tough. It's not
It's hard. It's the hardest social media.
I'm not sugarcoating it. Yeah, it's quite the commitment, but if you can stick it out, it is this, your YouTube channel is going to be an asset to your business.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Let's just kind of move on to one final topic if we can. Would you guys be pro or against video podcasts? And I wanted to kind of tie that conversation into repurposing, and how can we make, when we do this YouTube channel, how can we repurpose things then to make everything else a little bit easier?
I'm pro video podcasts because it's hitting two things at once with one go, basically. So you record your podcast, you can strip the audio, but then you can also have the video at the same time, which a bunch of our clients do. So you can repurpose and upload that to your podcast, right? Spotify and whatever. And then at the same time, you can have a YouTube video, because those are two different audiences. Yes, there are people who do both, but usually it's like one or the other that people do. So I'm very much pro video podcast, and they are emerging. Like a lot of people have to have that video component now. It's not just audio podcast. People also want to see you talking.
Just to add to that too, when you release a podcast on YouTube and you mark it as a podcast episode, it also gets distributed through YouTube Music, and a lot of people listen to podcast episodes on YouTube Music. So it's another avenue, another algorithm that the podcast
YouTube
algorithm
podcasts.
is different.
Yes.
So that's giving you more visibility. But one thing that I will say is, I wouldn't, especially if you're just starting out, I wouldn't necessarily just do podcast episodes, especially if they're like longer form conversations. You need to leverage the search engine to get new viewers.
Yes.
So I would do a mix of the shorter form, like bite size, answering questions directly, one video per question. And then once they get that value from you, they can take a look at your other stuff, and they'll be more likely to engage with your longer form conversations. It's not necessarily that they're looking for that, but once they've clicked on it, they're going to get a lot of value out of that podcast.
One mistake that we see people do with their video podcasts in particular is they'll title the video the episode. So they'll be like, episode 50 with Mae Ferguson.
Yes.
And that's it. How are people going to land on this? Like how, like where, unless you have your list that you're sending it to, like organic's not going to be happening for that. Yeah. So that's what we see it all the time.
That would explain a couple of things.
The most important metric on YouTube is watch time. So that's why more people are doing longer videos, because if you are being really engaging in those 3 hours, that is a golden piece of content for your channel. Yes. So if you want a place to start, we can have a YouTube strategy session together. We can run through the different pieces of our framework and really think about what's going to work best for you, so that you know what kinds of videos to create that is going to get you the clients and help you grow grow your email list. And if you already have a YouTube channel, then we will use that and audit that as well, and just use existing data to just help inform what you're going to do next.
We do a deep dive on the front end and the back end of the channel.
So thank you so much, Auret and Jewel, for taking the time out of your precious day, because I know everybody's most precious resource is time. So really, really appreciate it. And I hope and trust everybody has found incredible value in this session. I know that I have, and I know that I am just feeling so inspired, so energized, and I'm going to get over myself and just go and do it.
Perfect. Love
Thanks,
it. Thanks so
Maeve.
much,
Thank
Maeve.
you, everyone.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.